DailyActs exists to help people reclaim the power of their daily actions as an essential pathway to personal and community transformation. What we most need is to unleash the power of community through collective action. This is why a small group of leaders launched the 350 Garden Challenge, which later became the Community Resilience Challenge.
And I remember Trayton coming in and sharing this idea of like, what if we could get a whole bunch of gardens going all at once and connecting it into climate change and resilience, and well, how many gardens do we want to have like as a goal? And was like, let's try 350 gardens in one weekend. That seems like way too much. And we're like, let's just go for it. And we just were like, let's do it.
The 350 Garden Challenge was just amazing to see the impact that an idea has, and getting a team together and then getting the word out to the community. And I mean, we thought there was no way in hell we were going to get 350 gardens to happen in a matter of weeks. There was just no way.
And I remember sitting there and looking around the table with the other organizers thinking, there's no way we're going to do this.
I'll have to be honest, I was a bit of a skeptic to begin with. Something like that really had never been done to my knowledge. Certainly not in Sonoma County.
In 15 weeks, people came together and were basically able to coordinate over 40 organizations and raise almost $30,000.
Well, and we ended up with 629 gardens or something, just amazing.
We and the community just rose to the challenge, and I can remember just watching those actions roll in and just being so inspired by that.
The project just transformed tens of thousands of square feet of food gardens and installed laundry to landscape, gray water systems, and put in container gardens.
We were looking at how can we include people who maybe don't have a lot of access to land and don't maybe have big gardens but want a garden. And so we came up with the idea of what we called salsa gardens, which is to get wine barrels donated and to have tomatoes and peppers and cilantro and onions may be available, and that we would donate to people in the community who wanted to plant some wine barrel gardens in their backyards or their porches. And we worked with Bayer Farm in Santa Rosa and La Luz in Boyd's Hot Springs, and we were able to distribute 100 wine barrels and plants and soil to those communities to be able to grow, have them have an ability to grow food in their homes.
And to see that grow year after year and keep putting the target higher and higher and meeting that target, it's entirely inspiring.
It was really impressive to see things move so quickly.
Climate change is this big, overwhelming, scary, depressing, complex, hard to understand problem that feels like it's really beyond your range as an individual to actually affect change. And it turns out that people were really hungry for those individual actions that they could take that would actually fight a large, huge global problem.
For the challenge, I'm going to sheet mulch my parents' lawn, whether they like it or not.
For the challenge, I want to transform the front yard into something that's edible.
For the challenge, I'm going to put in rain catchment.
The 350 Challenge gave iGrow a tremendous boost of energy as it was launching, and I don't think iGrow could have gotten off the ground without the support of the 350 Challenge.
SCOCO started the sustainability movement in Contra Costa 10 years ago this year, but we didn't really have a solid program for reaching the masses, which was what our goal was. So I called up Trayton. They gave me, materials and everything we needed, and 5 weeks later we launched the first challenge in Contra Costa County. This spring was the 7th. Now it's called the East Bay Community Resilience Challenge. And we have had over 40,000 actions registered in the challenge in the East Bay since we started. And it gave us a reason to go out and talk to people about these specific actions that you can take to grow food and reduce waste and save energy and water and build community. And people were so excited to be able to get involved. And there was something for everyone to do. And that's part of what we love about the challenge.
Because we live on a typical neighborhood street where there's a sidewalk and people walk up and down, but no one ever stopped to talk. It was just a couple months later when the Community Resilience Challenge came along, and we created a gathering spot on the sidewalk and a library box and a beautiful front yard landscape. And in the process of doing that, we've met a lot of people in our neighborhood that we hadn't known, and we've lived here for 30 years. And I would say we met more in the last 3 months than we had in 30 years. In addition to the water savings, which we've cut our usage by 16,000 gallons a month.
For the challenge, I'm going to build a compost pit that turns 100 pounds of horse manure a day into new soil.
For the challenge, I'm going to grow all my greens this summer and hang dry all my laundry.
I'm going to start a lunchroom composting option at City Hall.
There's this father coming in with 2 daughters. He wanted to do something to have a bond with his daughters. They were about 5, 7 years old or something like that. And so they came to pick up their yard of compost. And he said the kids were just wild over this. It was like they suddenly had a project that they could do together and really create that father-daughter bond. And man, that guy was grateful. So it's like the stories like that really is heartwarming, to see that happening.
We've done specific projects for the challenge, and I think about this one woman who she recently lost her husband, and we set up a work party at her house to transform her front lawn into a water smart landscape. And she was so grateful for us to be there. And we had, like 25, 30 people there all working on her garden, and she could show us her backyard with her greenhouse. And so projects like that, where we actually go in and are able to bring people together to learn at the same time, helping somebody with their house, has been a really great thing for us to do.
The Resilience Challenge laid the groundwork for my neighborhood to really come together in a lot of new ways. So we've just had our 2nd annual block party, and we did a street tree planting project together, and we're about to embark on some neighborhood emergency preparedness work together. So it just has been so important as kind of a launching point for some great neighborhood building. It's where we need to focus our efforts, and that's where the action happens, is in community.
I think a DailyActs is kind of the Paul Revere of the resilience movement. This is what's happening around us, but take action. The lack of a call to action is what is defeating us, rather than the ability to just say, this is ours. I don't care how this happened. I don't care how it came together. I am going to rally in my own way in my local community and be a part of a movement.
The idea of the 350 challenge, that we were able to achieve such a phenomenal result and double the number of gardens and actions that took place in that initial year 9 years ago. Quite frankly, it's grown exponentially over time, and DailyActs is the way forward. It's collective action, individuals determining to take a positive step, and the numbers are phenomenal. The results are incredible. So Sonoma County is known for collaborating, known for innovating, known for working in partnership, and that's everything that DailyActs represents.
Having those individual actions add up to a collective impact, that's what we need more of. That's what's going to change our world, is person by person, garden by garden, everyone making individual decisions to make the planet a better place.
Looking at possibly the most critical decade humanity has ever faced, it is vital to remember that anything is possible when we unleash the power of community.